Hello. Oh, I just thought about this and I just wanted to come on and share because I think it's so important and it can be triggering. I've worked through stuff like this and I'm trying to think about if I said to myself, you should be if someone said to me, Diana, you should be your main focus at one part. Then I may have said, what are you talking about? I need to do this. I have to do this. I can't just take all this time for me, right? The way we think about something like that. But keep watching and I'm going to tell you more about what I mean and how. And I think you'll probably see what I mean and probably go, you are so right. You are so right. Now, also, I'm a woman who's over 50. I am talking to women over 50. That's whom I'm, the people that I speak to, help with, coach and all that are at that age. So if you're somebody who has young kids, then you could be like thinking, what is this crazy woman talking about? And when you do have young kids, or when you are taking care of someone who has dementia or somebody who's disabled or something, then of course a lot of your focus is going to be on them. So I'm not talking about those special instances. I'm mainly talking about generally women 50 over. We have been conditioned, programmed to always have our focus on the outside world, people around us, our kids, our spouse, our job, our family, whatever, right? Which is fine. And you will see what I mean. It is not a bad thing. But for some reason, we have heard when we were told those things, we have been led to believe, raised to believe, the conditioning, the mainstream media, whatever, has made it appear to us that our focus should always be on something outside of ourselves, putting other people first, making sure everybody is happy around us, having this beautiful environment in our home, making sure so-and-so feels good, making the appointments for other people, sending out the birthday cards, buying them, all of that, right? Without also and the and, right? Yes, taking time for yourself. Yes, filling up your cup. Yes, still doing things that bring you joy. Yes, still asking yourself very important questions like, am I feeling fulfilled? Is there something that I need to change in my life? Is there something that's not working for me right now in my life? How can I begin to shift and change it? What are some things I can begin to do right now? Right? How is my life, this present moment, how does it feel to me? And you will know because you're either like, oh, I'm happy and I'm fulfilled and it feels wonderful. Or, of course, we have moments of our life that are hard, moments and times in our life that are frustrated or pulling our focus in a certain direction, right? That is normal. But I'm talking about when you take a big bird's eye view of how you have been living your life and how you are living your life now, and looking at it from above and just showing interest, like kind of be objective. Wow, what would somebody, if there was, like a camera was watching you every day high above your life, what would a person who's watching that think? Right? What if you could watch that back on a replay? What if you could watch that back on a replay? What would your thoughts be? What would your comments be? What would it be like? Right? Would you be going, oh my God, is that really what I do every day? I'm just looking to see if the video is live because I can't see any. It almost looks like it's not. Sorry about that. Oh no, it's going good. So this is some really important stuff to think about, right? Like you being the main focus means that because we know if we don't take care of ourselves, we have a really hard time taking care of other people. If we aren't finding our joy in life, if we aren't feeling fulfilled in life, if we are not working towards something to look forward to, something that's pulling us forward, something that's great in our life, then we are going to be miserable, stale, stuck, frustrated, uninspired, unmotivated, right? We're going to fall into all of that. So by putting the focus on you first, which could mean first thing in the morning, I'm going to just have my hand on my heart, and I'm going to be grateful for all the wonderful things I have in my life. No matter what's going on, we want to first start with gratitude, right? I'm so grateful for all these wonderful things that are in my life. I'm so grateful for the knowledge that I can ask for help. I'm so grateful for my friends. I'm so grateful for my family. I'm so grateful knowing that, yes, there are some changes and shifts that need to happen in my life. And I am grateful that I'm strong enough and wise enough to make those changes. Do you see what I mean? We can always find something. So when you start by putting a focus on you and knowing that if every day I'm focusing on, okay, if I'm feeling frustrated, stressed, or overwhelmed or crazy, you don't want to stay stuck in that energy. It should be moving through you as in, oh, in this moment, I'm feeling this stress, this frustration. What is it about? What needs to be done? Is there something I'm not doing? Is there something I'm not saying? Is there some boundary I'm not setting, right? Maybe I'm not setting a boundary, and every day I'm like, you got to tell this person no, but you're not. And that just builds up and builds up and builds up. You see what I mean? So when you put the focus back on you, if I'm feeling frustrated, stressed, worried, overwhelmed, what's the problem here? What needs to change? What needs to shift? What are some things I can do? What's an action I can take right now? Who do I need to talk to? How do I need to change my thoughts? How do I need to change my perception in this moment, right? You can just change your perception sometimes. And sometimes, here's another thing. If someone works at a place where someone in the workplace drives you crazy, well, know that you're constantly focused on them, not yourself, right? Or you're constantly focused on yourself in a way that that person drives me crazy. That person is making me crazy. That person is causing my craziness. That person is causing my stress. No. You're allowing that person to stress you. You're allowing that person to take too much of your time, let's say. You're allowing that person to get under your skin, whatever. You are allowing that. So that's, again, how when we put the focus on us, that's what I mean about putting the focus on us. So this is like really going into like being more emotionally responsible for your life. Saying, okay, if this is happening to me, if this is how I'm feeling, if this is what's going on in my life, I take responsibility. You don't need to blame, shame, disrespect yourself, get mad at yourself, hate yourself. No, none of that, because we're all human. You can just say, okay, this is what's happening in my life right now. For one, am I going to allow it to continue, right? What's really behind it? What's really causing it? How are my thoughts making it happen? Any of that. There's so many questions you could ask yourself. But simply, again, it's putting the focus back on you. That's one aspect of looking at putting the focus on you. Of course, another is making sure that you have time every day to take care of yourself. Healthy eating, right? Having time for you. If you're so crazy busy in your life, and I'm not just talking about, a week of your life or one day of your life, because that happens, but consistently all the time, you never have time to eat healthy, or you never have time to do something that brings you joy, then right there is a sign that you are not at all thinking about you. You are so busy worrying about everything around you and trying to control and handle everything around you and everybody around you possibly, and ignoring yourself, right? Then that's going to cause a decline in you, and it's also going to cause a decline in your relationships, in your job and work. You see what I mean? If we are not taking care of ourselves, it's going to cause a negative effect on everything around you also. So when you put the focus on you, it's like, okay, wow, I've noticed that I haven't been eating healthy. I can blame it on my job. I can blame it on my spouse. I can blame it on my kids. I can blame it on whatever, my career. I can blame whatever. But that doesn't help, and that's actually not true, because every decision I've made in my life, everything I've done in my life, every action we take, the decisions we make, the beliefs we have, the things we allow in our life, they determine what our life is like. So if you haven't had time to eat healthy, that means you set up your life so that you haven't had time to eat healthy. You set up your life so that there's no time for exercise. You've set up your life so that there's no time for you. That's okay. That's another awareness. Oh my God, look how I set up my life. And there could be, there's always reasons, but there could be reasons stemming from how you were raised. Your parents made you believe that your job, career, kids, whatever, were the most important thing in your life all the time, so that your focus needed to be on them for you to be seen as a good person, or to you feel, I'm a good person because I focus on everybody else. I'm a good person and I'm doing good things because I can get so much done in a day for everybody else. I'm such a good person. So that's right. These are just some of the things that are inside of you that are running the show. Hello, whoever's popped on. So nice to have you here. Let me know who's watching. And if you're watching the replay, or if you think if you want to share this video, I would love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've just started an amazing 3-month group called Take Charge of Your Life, which is really about, for women 50 plus, really about saying, you know what, I'm going to put the focus back on me now. And I'm going to take responsibility for my life, my health, my wealth, my happiness, my love, my whatever, all of that, because that's who really it sits with, right? And it just means that it's the focus, as in I'm having an awareness in my life, and I'm living consciously. I'm eating consciously. I'm living consciously. I'm doing things with an awareness now of how they affect me and others around me, all of that. So we're working through all of that. It's 3 months right now. Well, today I haven't even changed the price. It's still $75 a month. It's going to go up to $97, but that's the price right now. So if you want more information, DianaMarchand.com, then look for the thing, Take Charge of Your Life at the top. Click on that or message me on Facebook. But this is such an important message. I think we've just been so conditioned to that we need to focus on everybody else outside of us or the circumstances. Diana, you just don't understand the certain situations. You just don't understand the circumstances. You just don't, right? We say that. We feel that. We believe that. It's impossible for me to make change. There's nothing that I can do right now. Yeah, it's just impossible. That will lead you to feeling really low in energy because there's no life force left in you. It's like it's sucked all the life force out of you. You're allowing your life to suck the life force out of you. You have no life force. You have no energy. You may not be sleeping at night. And then if you're not eating healthy, or if you're not moving your body in a way that feels good, if there's nothing you're doing in your life that brings you joy, all of those things are going to cause a collapse of yourself, right? You're just not going to feel good. And the whole life around you is going to reflect that. Now, I know that's an extreme case and not everybody's like that. But how often do you actually put the focus on you? How often do you ask yourself the questions, right? What do I really desire now? What do I really want for this phase of my life? If I don't feel fulfilled now, what will fulfill me? How can I start doing something like that? Even changing jobs, careers. Okay, if I really don't like what I'm doing, how can I begin to shift things? How can I begin to do it maybe part-time and take up something else? And also, another thing that I see so much now, because of inflation, people frustrated with not having enough money. And what I want to say about this is there are so many ways to make money now with different home-based businesses. You can start doing that, right? There's always something else you can do. And I think a lot of people get so triggered, but I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Well, then you're making your choice. Again, you're making a choice. Right? Again, we're making a choice. I'm choosing to only stick with this one job because I really don't want to do that. There's no way I'm going to do that. Well, maybe there's something else you can do. So I, have been looking around at things that people have been saying about that, and rents are outrageous. Let's just go there right now. But times are changing. We need to change and adjust. We need to think differently. We need to do things differently. That's just the reality. And that's why it's tricky, harder for someone who's over 50, because wow, for us to have to change things now in our life after doing the same things, thinking the same things, believing the same things, living kind of the same for so many years. It's like, oh my God, do I really have to be bothered? That's crazy that I have to totally change this, right? So, but again, it's a choice. You know, if you can either live a certain way and just be okay with it and say, I'm just going to settle, or you're like, you know what? I'm going to start making changes now. I'm going to start to make changes now. Little changes, whatever. I'm going to start now, one step at a time, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. So if you're somebody who's ready to make changes, come into the Take Charge of Your Life group, because that is what it's: guidance, support, accountability, focus. We need to focus on you, right? Focus. And you start being consistent and you slowly start to make the changes. That's what I'm here for, to help you do that, especially for women 50 plus, because it is. It's a trip. There's things we're dealing with, you know, that we didn't deal with when we were young. And there's things that we dealt with when we were young, we don't have to deal with now. So if you are one of those women and you want more information, just reach out to me. And I just want you to, if you haven't watched from the beginning, watch from the beginning, because this is just so crucial. We need to change our thoughts around what it means when someone says, I'm taking time for me, or I'm putting myself as a priority. It is not something you should feel guilty about at all. It will only benefit you and everybody else around you. And if somebody around you starts to complain about this, they need to also take responsibility for themselves. Don't you take that on. By you taking care of you is not taking away from someone else, because you wouldn't do that. Right? It's not all or nothing. It's this and that. Remember. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you have, I would love to know. Let me know in the comments if you've watched this. And if you have any other future topics that you would love me to talk on, let me know. I'm always here for you. Okay, bye.